you can tell my friend for really wrong. I'm standing at the crossroads, I believe I'll sing.
Thank you. My name is Joe Coonan, and we are the Hungry Hounds. We've got some CDs for sale here. Yeah, let's have a good night. There's some tequila out and about. Things might get freaky a little later.
Travel from Maine down to Mexico, find that girl that loves me so. No matter where I be, find that girl to satisfy me. That love, we'll travel. That love, we'll travel. Oh baby, have trouble. Might take a boat, might take a plane, might hitchhike or jump a railroad train. Your kind of love drive a man insane. Look for me walking just any old day. Love, we'll travel. Hello, we'll travel. You need love, oh baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Vicki and Vinnie Brand.
Come on, everybody,
Hello,
make a little noise!
Oh, it's beating back.
It's
feeding back. There we go.
what's that?
The microphone was feeding back. You
A little
couldn't
bit
tell.
hot, right? A little hot, yeah.
Yours is
and
still
what
a little
great
hot.
sounding audience. That was a
Yeah.
nice. Not everybody clapped. That man there did not clap, but everybody else clapped, and we have
We
a
know
great
you
show
meant it
tonight.
in spirit, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, it's your first Vicki and Vinnie Live? No, you've been to a couple of them, and you're not
Yeah.
clapping. I saw you clap,
Yeah.
and I like the guy you brought in last week better than him anyway. Much younger. Anyway, we had a great show tonight, right?
We do. Hello, Caruso's.
Mike Marino's
Hello.
here tonight.
Hello. Yes, Mike.
We had a packed night.
Yeah, we do.
We got Joe Coonan. How great is that band,
Joe,
everybody?
hello, and the boys.
I'm going to talk to Joe in a minute.
Yeah.
And we had Carlos, the bartender.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, that was some good stuff going on. That was some good stuff.
The live audience did not, I mean, the Facebook audience did not get to see that.
No, they didn't get to see that, but that was some good stuff going on. Him showing them how to make drinks.
How to make drinks. And I
Yeah.
think that's what we need to know during the pandemic is
I think
how to
so.
drink at home,
I think
because we're
so.
spending a lot of time at home. Well, did you make a margarita? How was it? It was good, right? You know that kid, I shouldn't call him a kid, right?
No, probably not. He's a grown man.
That young man has won 40 plus international bartending competitions.
Yeah, it's very impressive. Very impressive.
25 of the competitions were held naked.
Well, I don't know about that, Ben.
It's easier to win when it's naked. Anyway, so we had a big week, right?
We have a very big week.
Two things happened this week that we haven't done since, I don't know, January, right?
Yes, we both traveled to and from Michigan, but not at the same time.
We flew in an actual little aluminum COVID container.
Yeah.
And it was really. How many of you have flown during the pandemic? Anybody at all? No. Let me tell you something.
And that's why all the airport workers at Newark were in the best mood. I'm telling you, it's nothing
Yeah.
you've ever seen. They're like, "Hey, ma'am, can I help you? Come on over here." I'm like, what did you do with the real Newark workers? Like,
Yeah, I flew first, and I would go to the airport very, very late anyway. So I left even later than I normally leave.
Yeah.
Because I know no one's flying. And I'm on the phone with her. She's going, "You're going to miss your flight." I'm fine. I get to the airport. I'm not kidding you. The TSA guy was looking the other way. And I had to go up and go, anyway, oh, I didn't know you were flying today.
Yeah.
There's nobody there.
no, there isn't. So we actually had to go at 2 different times because
Yeah.
you went to meet our daughters, which we talked about last week,
Yeah.
to move Maddie in. And then I was supposed to go out just to do finishing touches.
Right.
But she ended up needing emergency oral surgery, which we'll talk about later.
Yeah.
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 So,
So Vicki got to stay an extra couple of days. And
it's not like I was having fun.
no, you
I got
had
her
so much-
surgery.
How many restaurants did you go to?
Oh, well, that is, I will say we did, I did get to do indoor dining. And I have to say,
Yeah.
we were taking a
Yeah.
lot of selfies in the
Yeah.
indoor dining. It was nice.
Inside like a human being. It was
was-
amazing. She sent me pictures of people inside. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, it was nice. It was very nice. And I had, the first meal was just myself and my daughter Cassandra. And even her at 8 recognized the importance of it. She said, Mom, we're sitting inside. I'm like, I know. This is so great.
Can't do that in New Jersey.
No, and I have to tell you, the way Michigan does
You know
it.
why, right?
Well, King Murphy
No,
is
do
in
you know?
charge.
You should not call him King Murphy. That's
I
disrespectful.
can say whatever I want.
He's an emperor.
Yeah. So,
No.
but no, in Michigan, what they do is it's literally just like at the diner, it was every other booth, and at Sava's, which is this amazing restaurant.
Don't plug them. They're already inside. Plug Saul.
Yeah,
He's still struggling in the
Oh,
street.
you know what? They just came over and offered us a meal, but I was eating my hot pretzel already. So I was like,
the hell is wrong with you?
I know, it's so good.
So you ate inside every meal.
I did. It was
Socially
awesome.
distant.
Yes.
I was at home with 5 dogs that I can't stand.
Yeah.
Vicky's calling me and goes, it's so much work. I had to go to the diner, and then afterward, we had to find our lunch place. And can you believe we had to wait 20 minutes for a table? I'm like, I just killed 2 pit bulls and a poodle. It was awful. But you flew there and back.
I did. I flew there and back, and then while I was there, I don't know if everybody saw this, the CDC just changed the guidelines saying that if you travel, you no longer have to quarantine, although New Jersey still isn't on board. So it's just, I don't know what's going on.
When you're coming to Newark, they ask you where you were. And I'm like, that's none of your business. Because I don't want to make me have to sit home. But then I realized that's all I do is sit home. So I'm like, I was in Michigan. They're like, oh, it doesn't matter. That's not on the state. I'm like, damn it.
Yeah.
It's very odd when you fly because there's nothing. There's tons of room in the overhead. There's no one sitting next to you. On the way out, there was a woman on the plane with what I would guess is somewhere in the vicinity of 10 of the 12 comorbidities. No, she was diabetic. She was overweight. She was old. She was nasty. She had a bad attitude. And she wasn't wearing a mask the right way. Her mask was down here. And I'm sitting next to her perfectly healthy going, she's going to kill me. And I felt so bad because the stewardess came down and I'm going, but I'm under a mask and she's not paying attention. And finally, the woman was old. I mean, really, really old. I mean, you know, and and I said to the stewardess, I go, can you make her buckle up the right way? And I said it like that, and she goes, she has a seatbelt. I'm like, the mask, who cares about a seatbelt? And then she did, she goes, could you put that on? And then she said, that gentleman to your right is uncomfortable. I'm like, don't lay that on me.
Yeah, you don't want that. You don't want that.
But she didn't bother me the rest of the flight. She just gave me nasty old lady eyes.
Right.
Which I don't care about. Old women give me dirty looks all the time at Target, when I cut the line. I don't care. Now, Murphy gave his budget address yesterday.
Yes, he did. He gave our
Yesterday or the day before? It was yesterday.
I don't know. I really stopped watching the news. I'm not entirely sure. I get my news from Facebook.
You know that the budget gets named every year? Did you know that the budget has a name?
Right.
This year's budget is called Bend Over 20.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah.
Bend over 20, grab the rails and tighten up your cheeks. I got this from a good source. He said in the budget address that college kids should refrain from getting together in groups and singing.
Vinnie, I looked that up. I did look that up to fact check you. I didn't find that anywhere.
I have a very, 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 very good source.
Oh, okay. You have a better source than all the news.
No, I use the internet, and that...
Oh, okay.
He said that, and I'll tell you something, it made me feel comfortable because I remember myself as a young man, okay, all of us guys getting together, you know, hey, you want to go and sing? And all the guys going, well, only if it's just us guys. Because no one's ever gotten a girl while standing in a group and singing, and now you can't, as a group, sing. And I'm like, what world does he live in?
I don't think there's a lot of a cappella groups getting together on the college campuses.
That's the new comorbidity. Are you in the Glee Club?
Yeah.
You'll be dead in a week. I'm done. I think he's going to open up now. The gyms are opening up at 25%.
Yeah, September 1st, and indoor amusement parks.
Super excited,
Yeah.
right? Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to go to the gym. Not because I'm nervous. I'm lazy. And I'm not doing it. You go to the gym, Kathy? No, right? Would you go at this point? People huffing and puffing, men in spandex sweating.
Oh, I didn't tell you. I took Cassie to the gym yesterday in the Sheridan.
Did you?
And I did. And
were you sweating?
I was.
I don't think so.
Oh, stop. And
I've seen you work out. She
Vinnie
works
thinks
out.
I don't work out hard because I'm not a sweater.
No,
So,
you don't work hard.
Whatever. But so we were working out, Cassie and I. And yeah, I mean, she's like a typical 8-year-old, trying this machine, trying that machine.
Coughing
flitting
on
about.
stuff.
No, but it was literally just the two of us. But a gentleman came in. He had his mask on. He put down his mat. He had a paper bag. What in there, I have no idea. But
paper bag?
He did. He had a paper bag.
Sounds like a kidnapper.
Yeah, but then he left and sat outside until we were finished. And then as soon as we finished, he walked in. I mean, I wiped everything down and everything, but I guess he wasn't comfortable. Yeah.
That story really died.
I know it did. I know. I thought it was going somewhere better, and it just didn't go.
No, that's okay. That's what doing this is all about. Now, listen, as we do every week, we got to introduce.
Yeah, the band.
Right? Because the band is amazing,
Yes,
and
it
I
is.
love the band. And yeah, they're great. And Joe called me on Sunday morning, because normally we do the show on Sundays. The show has always been on Sundays. And Joe called me Sunday and said, I'm all set. We're coming tonight. And I go, Joe, remember, it's Wednesday. And he said, you never told me that. I go, yes, I did, Joe. This is, again, why smoking too much pot is not healthy for your social calendar. And he goes, well, why is it Wednesday? And I said, that's because when we're doing the show on Wednesday. Now, Kai, where is either Matt put on a lot of weight and grew a beard? That's a new drummer. Who's the drummer?
This is Liam McGreary on the drums, everybody. Give a big round of applause.
Very good. Very good drummer.
He's fucking killing it, man. Yeah.
Yeah, he's killer. Everybody you bring is a killer. Joe, you should stand up. I got a couple questions for you. Where is Alex tonight?
Alex is in North Carolina.
He's where?
North Carolina.
You know, Joe, every time someone's not here, you tell the same BS story. It's always North Carolina. What are you guys doing in North Carolina all the time?
There's some sort of hippie commune or something going on down there, yeah.
Joe, you guys sound great tonight. Get your guitar ready. I got a couple more questions for you.
All right,
and
man.
then I want to hear some serious, wicked rock and roll. So, Joe, during the mix master, you were playing a little like, what was that? That was a little like Southern flavor.
What's the mix master? What is that?
The guy that made the drinks.
Oh, I got you. Oh, yeah, that was actually Kai's idea. He just came up with this riff on the spot, and I was like, yeah, man, let's play that. Cool.
Yeah, you guys are unbelievable. And you got a good song picked out for us now? Yeah. Everybody, I love Joe Coonan and the Boys. Please welcome Joe Coonan and the Boys, everybody.
We are the Hungry Hounds now.
Baby, here I am, a man on the scene. I can give you what you want, but you got to come home with me. And I've got some good old loving, and I got some more in store. When I get to phoning on you, got to come back for more. Boys and things that come by the dozen, that ain't nothing but 10 cents. Pretty little thing, let me let you count, 'cause mama, I'm sure all the hell now, yes I am. Oh yeah. Actions speak louder than words. I'm a man of great experience. I know you got another man, but I could love you better than him. But take my hand, don't be afraid. I wanna prove every word I say. I'm advertising love for free, so won't you place your ad with me? Yeah. Boys and things that come by the dozen, that ain't nothing but 10 cents. Pretty little thing, let me light your candle, 'cause mama, I'm sure the head now, yes I am. Oh yeah.
Joe Coonan and the
That
boys
was
put up their
amazing.
hands together.
Amazing.
So before we get into what we want to talk about,
I don't know. The gentleman said something. I'm not sure what he said.
who's?
The Hungry Hounds?
Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you.
Joe Coonan and the Hungry Hounds.
I like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Joe Coonan and the Hungry Hounds.
Thank you, my man. Appreciate
I
it.
don't
All right,
like
thank
the
you.
fact that an audience member knew that and we didn't.
I think Joe said it, but I think we were having a hard time hearing.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
And I was a little discomforted because that guy is sitting with Santa, who
He does, yeah.
will very likely be canceled this year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is, right?
Summertime Santa. Summertime Santa
Summertime
right
Santa. It looks like there you go.
Yeah.
Hawaiian shirted up. And I'm a little nervous that Santa is going to be canceled this year. It's making me very upset.
there. All right, let's not go there.
Halloween's going to be canceled. That makes me happy.
No, it's not.
I hate Halloween will be canceled.
I love Halloween.
I
love
hate Halloween.
and Groundhog's Day. Groundhog's Day is like the best holiday ever.
That's not a holiday, Vicki.
Oh, it is. I love Groundhog's Day. Ask my daughter's in the audience. Well, it's our daughter. Sorry. Our daughter's in the audience. And she'll tell you that every Groundhog's Day we gather around the computer. We watch Puxatawny Phil. And then it's over. It's so
It sounds
easy.
like a deep-rooted tradition. We gather around the iPad and press enter. There's our daughter and her two friends who we invited to the show, and they came late.
Yeah, they did. What the hell is
How
that?
disrespectful that our own kid can't be here.
I know.
Yeah, and she's driving your car, which she totally trashed.
I know, I heard.
All right, so we were going to talk about why you went to Michigan.
Yeah.
You
so-
went to move Maddie, and then you were supposed to come home, and you stuck me today because Maddie needed surgery.
Right. So Madison needed
Tough kid.
her wisdom teeth were impacted and infected. So suddenly her whole face blew up, and I spent the last couple of days trying to find her a dentist and an oral surgeon, and she went in there like a champ and got the teeth all removed and is doing great.
She ran the morning of. The
morning of.
Before going into surgery, she ran 8 miles with a blown-up face.
Yeah, she did, because she had to take a couple days off afterwards. But she did not get her toughness from you in terms of surgery.
This is something you love to talk about, and it's not
I
nice.
do, because
No,
you're
I'm a
such
tough-
a baby when it comes to anything.
Surgery. I'm
Oh,
a baby at surgery.
You're
Not
a
lot of
baby
people.
when you give blood, you pass out. When I have babies, you pass out. When you have surgery, go ahead. Tell them about your shoulder surgery, Ben.
No, you seem to be the motor mouth.
No,
Go ahead, tell
no.
them. You're ruining my image in front of all these people. Some of these women had a vague interest in me.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like needles. I don't like any of that stuff. It's all spooky. Like when they're taking blood, in my head I'm always thinking, I'm using all my blood. You're taking some out now. Some part of my body is deficient, and I pass out from that. That's a normal human thing. Men are not meant to bleed. Women, you're bleeders. You're bleeders. Men don't bleed. Women are way tougher, and I'll be the first to admit it. Like I would only have one baby, and I would kidnap that one. I would never pass a human through anything. Right, sir? No. I pass the ingredients, and I'm done. Let me tell you something. This is the thing. Okay, so I have to give blood, and I don't like it. And Vicki finds it very entertaining that I pass out. And she makes it worse because she'll say to the nurse, he's going to be on the floor in a couple seconds. He's a complete baby. And then I start sweating. And then
He spirals so quickly. It's
Yeah.
really, it's something you've never seen before.
No.
Yeah.
Now, why don't you invite them all to the next time?
Yeah.
This is what happened to me. First of all, I don't like surgery. I don't know anyone that likes surgery, right? Yeah, the only thing good about surgery is going under, right? Because it's just amazing, right? Like the one time the guy said to me, I'm going to put some stuff in your arm, and you're going to feel a slight burning. Mm-hmm. And he goes, but I just want you to count backward from 10. And he puts the stuff in my arm, and suddenly my arm is on fire. And I'm like, something's wrong. He goes, shut up and count. And I'm like, 10, 9. Wake up an hour and a half later, that was awesome. But I don't like that. I don't like any of it. And I guess the worst one was when I went to Colorado to go skiing, and we were having a great vacation.
We were, and like you always do, you always take things like, there's that moment where you should end, and everybody kind of senses like, whatever it is, it's a party, it's skiing, it's bicycle, whatever it is.
I should have ended 23 years ago.
Yeah. There's a moment where you know inherently it's time to go. Like, let me leave on a high note, I'm gonna done. Vinny doesn't have that moment ever. So we're always like the last people at the parties.
Who gets to the high note and says, enough fun?
I do.
Nobody you ever want to hang out with goes, you know what? This is just the right amount of fun. I'm the guy that's going to take us into a telephone pole laughing our ass off.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So that's essentially what you did.
It is.
So Vinny, we were skiing, and I said, you know what? It's been a great vacation. I've had a great time. I'm going to go pick up the kids from ski school. I'm done. I'm out. Vinny's like, I'm just going to do a couple more runs. And I say, Vin, I don't know if that's such a good idea. We've been skiing hard the last couple days. We've had a great time. You don't want to get hurt. Come on, Vin. No. I got this. I'm just going to go down a couple greens, by the way. Go ahead, hon.
Sometimes your wife is right. This is not one of those times. I was it had snowed. There was so much fresh snow. And I went up on this green hill with George, our friend George. And I wanted to go down a Black Diamond. The mistake was going down a green hill, okay? Because I got bored and I cut up into the trees and I'm coming out. And long story short, I came out wrong. And I woke up on the hill and there had been a ski sale. I had sold all my shit. And a guy is standing there waking me up. And when I go to stand up, I realize that my left arm is no longer attached to my body. It's just kind of hanging out there in a very uncomfortable position. And I can't stand up. I can't stand up straight. And the guy's going, hey, buddy, just relax. Because I think you may have dislocated your shoulder and possibly messed up your vacation. Now I can't stand up. I'm bent over like this because I'm in so much pain. And the ski patrol is going to be 1 hour to get to me. So it's like 7 degrees. Okay, I'm freezing. And the guy's like, I'm going to stay with you to make sure you don't go into shock. Now, just a quick backstory. Chris Rock did 18
shows here.
18 nights or 18 shows, whatever it was. He wrote a special
it was a long
here.
time. Yeah.
And some guy wrote a book about Chris Rock working out here at the club.
Yep.
And in that book, he mentioned me, Vinnie Brand, and how I had essentially molded his career and made him what he is.
Or something like that, yeah.
I may be embellishing for the purposes of making myself sound greater, but find the book, read it, and figure out if I'm lying. Anyway, I was mentioned in the book. Now, I'm on the side of the hill, and I'm bent over, and the guy's talking to me, and he goes, what do you do? And I don't want to talk. I'm nauseous. I go, my wife and I, we own a comedy club in New Jersey. He goes, he said, that's amazing. Because I just read a book. And it mentioned, I swear to God, he goes, it mentioned the comedy club in New Jersey. I'm like, that's great. He goes, what's the name of the club? I go, it's the Stress Factory. And he goes, that's the club. Because I just read about the Stress Factory in that book. Now, I'm on the mountain. All I want to do is get to wherever I got to go and get fixed. I'm bent over. I'm like, that's great. He goes, yeah, there was a quote in the book about the owner, Vinnie Brand. Now, I'm on the hill. I know that I'm going to hear a whole ration of crap from her for the one more run. And now I'm amazed that I've run into a guy that knows who I am. And I go, you're not going to believe this. And he goes, what? I'm hanging like this. I go, I'm Vinnie Brand. And when I said that, I go, I'm Vinnie Brand. This is what he did. I go, I'm Vinnie Brand. This is you're supposed to say.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
This is what he did. But Vicki's so immersed in the story, she forgot her part. Because it's a visual.
No, he went like this.
You see, I said that, and the guy goes, get out of here. And my left arm, and I'm like, ah! And now I'm wired for sound. I'm wide awake. I'm like, I'm not going into shock, dude. If I could, I would straight up and beat you for that.
Yeah.
Now, the ski patrol comes. It's one woman. She's going to get you down the hill. She's calling me Mr. Brand. I'm like, I'm Vinnie. did you read the book? And she did not read the book. And she puts me in that little basket, and she's skiing me down the hill. And every bump feels like agony. It's just agony. And I'm like, I'm like, are you going through a mogul field? And she goes, relax, Mr. Brand. It's just, you're feeling more because you're hurt. Now, they can't give you any pain medication on the hill, okay? And they can't give you any liquor. And I am fresh out of crystal meth. And so I'm in agony. And I decide that I'm going to stop talking, because I've been talking to her. I'm going to stop talking because I'm just going to focus and get down the hill. And I shut up. And all of a sudden, I feel the sled stop, and I go, oh, I think we're there. And all of a sudden, she smacks me super hard in the face. I'm like, what? And she goes, you got to keep talking. I go, we at the bottom? She goes, no, I stopped. I thought maybe you went into shock. I'm like, why does everybody hate me today? Why are you hitting an injured man? What is that in the manual? So I get to the bottom of the hill, and there's an ambulance waiting. You can't make this up. The ambulance was a box truck. They deliver bread and linens. And they go, okay, we just need you to hop up in here. I rode on a milk crate to the little hospital at the side of the hill. Right. And now I'm in the hill, and I'm inside the thing, and I'm like, you got to give me something for the pain. I'm in so much pain. I said, we can't. We have to do an x-ray to make sure you didn't break anything. If you didn't break anything, we're going to put your arm back in the socket. Okay, now next to me is a guy who is screaming. And in my head, I'm like, listen to this pansy. In the booth next to me, he's screaming, ah! He's just screaming. And I'm like, what's wrong with that guy? And I may have called him a sissy. And the doctor goes, well, he broke his leg, and the bone went through his ski boot.
Yeah, the ski boot was still on.
Yeah.
Ski boot, they couldn't take the ski boot off.
And she goes, in a second, you're going to hear a saw cutting off the boot. And I'm like, I can take this. I can take whatever I got. So she comes in, she goes, I got good news, Mr. Brand. Nothing's broken. We're going to put your arm back in the socket, and then you're going to feel immediate relief, which I have heard a number of times in my life. I never believed it. And she comes in with another doctor, and Vicky's there. And
well, they basically whispered to me, this is going to be bad. You might want to walk away.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, he doesn't handle pain, well on a good day. So I am definitely going to take a couple steps
What
off.
she said was, I want to watch because I warned them to stop skiing. So go ahead, tell them what they did.
No, so they took a bed sheet.
This is what modern medicine does.
Yeah, how'd they do? They wrapped it around you?
Around your chest.
Yeah.
And then one doctor grabbed the arm that was out of the socket. And the other doctor, the nurse, she was a woman, so I assume she was a nurse.
Oh, that's not sexist or anything.
I'm kidding. No one got that. That was a joke. The other doctor pulled.
Yeah, it was like a tug of war.
They tugged me apart.
Yeah.
And then it went back in.
And popped you back in.
And I felt great.
Yeah, you screamed first really bad, and then you felt better.
Yeah, I'm like, they're ripping me apart.
Yeah.
More entertainment. That's how they do it. That's the exact face I made.
Yeah.
And Vicki said, you're such a baby. I'm like, I just tore my body apart. And then the last story was with the needle.
Right. So Vinny's had a couple of surgeries, and he's had a couple shoulder issues. So the one time we had to go, and
This was a neck issue, though.
That was, yeah. Oh, okay. And we were at Robert Wood Johnson, and they're prepping Vinny.
And wait, just so you know, they're going to get me in surgery. Vicki has told them that I'm such a baby that she has talked the surgical team into allowing her to see me get under anesthesia so everything goes right. So help me God, she's in the room with all the people doing the things they're supposed to do. She's like, I'm here with you, Vinny. I'm like, this is bizarre. Go ahead.
So they're getting ready to prep Vinny, and they're going to give him an epidural in his neck. So
the guy says, don't move.
Yeah.
Because if you move, you could end up paralyzing yourself. And I'm like, let's get something clear. If I can't walk after this, I'm suing you, not me. You are the problem. So go ahead.
Yeah, go. You go.
So next thing you know, I feel excruciating pain. I'm like, yeah, you gotta stop. Yeah, it hurts too much. You gotta stop. And the doctor goes, Mr. Brand, that's the marking pen.
Now you understand why I have to be in the room with him. Yeah.
Vicki, what'd you say, right? She said, just kill him now.
Yeah.
All right, we got more show. You guys ready for more show? Let me hear you loud and clear. Vicki's much tougher. Our first comic tonight, we're ready. You guys ready to play him up? Joe, get ready. This guy, I want instant music. The guy's so good. This first comic is going to come in here. He's actually filling in. We booked him at the last minute. It was going to be John Bramnick.
Yeah, John Bramnick, but he had to
John
do some
Bramnick got
government
called
stuff.
away, so we got another great comic to come in.
Very excited.
This guy was actually in the movie Beer League with Artie Lang, a regular on all the stages in New York City. Please welcome our friend Jimmy Palumbo, everybody.
Hey, how you guys doing? Sometimes I don't know how to stick it in, you know what I mean? That's what happens. All right, let's give it up for the band, man. They have like 15 names, so I won't go through all of them, you know what I mean? And give it up for Vicki and Vinnie. My name is Jimmy Palumbo. Any Beer League fans in the house? That's right, Johnny Trino. I also an alumnus of Rutgers University. Let's give it up for RU. Woo. Even though they're not going to be playing football until like 2070. But that's okay, they really haven't played football the last 4 years anyway. But I'm a season ticket holder, I love it. It's good to be here in New Brunswick. Ah, so good. My mom is here, my sister's here. Woo! Some frat buddies of mine are here. Our frat got kicked off though. So what are you going to do about that? But it's good to be here. I was actually running, I filled in, but I was running late because I had to stop at Walgreens to get some shit. And, you ever end up, I mean, we all love these Walgreens and CVS, but you ever end up in that one aisle you know you're not supposed to be in? You're walking in, all of a sudden you're like, hey, I'm in the adult diaper section. You know what I'm talking about? And they got those toilet seats, and you're like, oh, and you don't want to make anybody see you in that aisle. They think you have that problem, you know. So I see this old guy, but he wasn't that old, maybe 75 or something. He was fumbling through the boxes, you know, and I'm thinking, oh, this poor bastard's grabbing them. I feel bad. I don't have that problem. But then I noticed he grabbed the product Depends, you know, and I started thinking, if I had that problem, I wouldn't want the product to be called Depends. I wouldn't want it to be called Definitely. You know what I mean? You walk in and say, hey, Doc, I'm pissing on myself. What do you got? Yeah, it depends. No. You know, they got those women products. It's called Always. Right? You know what I mean? How about the other product? It's called Certainty. There you go. Feel better about yourself. So I end up getting online, and would you believe this guy had a coupon for $3 off? People, if you're pissing and shitting on yourself, if they're $1,200 a piece, you got to make it happen, you know what I mean? I used to do that joke, right? And someone said, hey, Jimmy, you know, maybe you shouldn't do that joke. Maybe someone in the audience has that problem. I started thinking to myself, in the audience, how does that conversation go? Hey, I'm thinking about going to see Mike Marino and Jimmy Palumbo over at the Stress Factory. You want to go? Nah, you know, I've been pissing and shitting on myself. I'm going to hold off on seeing comedy, you know what I mean? I got the TNT on, I'm watching Shawshank Redemption, I'm good, you know, I'm good. I'll be here for 4.5 hours, you know? Oh my God. I'm 52 years old, I lived at home till I was 51 and a half. Half Italian, half Irish. All the stereotypes are true, you know how it is. But you know, my mother always did the shopping, so now I got to do shopping for myself. You know, people, I won't get political, but we've given everyone too many choices in the world. You go to like ShopRite or Food Town or something, and everybody's like, you know, not eating carbs and trying to be thin and all that. But then you go to the bread aisle, and the bread aisle goes on for miles. And it's all kinds of breads. You don't know what it is. Flaxseed and soy, rice bean bread. They got one that's called Hawaiian sweet egg, okay? What do Hawaiians know about making bread, people? You know what I mean? Have you ever heard someone say, we just got back from Hawaii? Oh, the beaches, the sand, but the bread, you can't beat it. Oh my God. None of these breads toast well. They always feel like the inside of a wet ski boot, you know what I mean? And then they got these milks now. People, I got to educate the people here. Almond milk tastes like shit. Don't listen to people. Oh, no, I put it in my coffee. No, it shouldn't be allowed. Cows give out milk. Now they got milks now with all these crazy milks, all these different things. Almond, they're making milk out of asparagus. It's just no good, people. We have too many choices, Even the eggs now, omega-free, hormone-free, cage-free. What do we got, like fag eggs now? I don't understand this. You know what I mean? You're cage-free. I don't want my chickens. You want them roaming around? What are you talking about? Shit out my eggs, You're a chicken. You're screwed, Oh, my God, it's so awful. Really is. I just have to vent about that, people. I also got to catch my breath. I've been wearing that friggin' mask for 2 hours. Anybody do that? You walk out of the store, you're like, and then the little frizzly things start to get you. And here's the best part. We're all going to have very clean breath from here on in because you smell your breath in the mask. You ever do that? You walk in the store like, hey, I stink. This is bad. I had too much garlic. Oh, I'm so right about that, people. You have no idea. Then they got these things over there. I'm always back at Walgreens. If they had like rooms you can rent in Walgreens, I would just live at Walgreens the rest of my life. They got everything in there. You ever notice the stuff they sell, these pills that like make your hair grow back and then your gut goes away, but you get an oily discharge? People, how does that work? You're walking with your girl down the Jersey Shore. You're like, oh, it's such a night. Honey, we got to go. I just had an oily discharge. And then they have ads for these things, right? They got ads, and the guy's on a bike. People, if you're going to have an oily discharge, you don't get on a bike. And they had his kids behind him. How does that conversation work? Yeah, honey, we're at the hospital. Yeah, I shit on them. Yeah, they're okay. Yeah. No, thanks. My hair looks great. Thanks. Then you go to this other aisle. I'm just going to be in Walgreens for the rest of the day. You remember when you were some of the people here, you were younger, when you had to go get condoms? There was like the blue one and the red one, and you kind of went up to the counter, and usually the girl was waiting in the car, and you kind of whispered it like, I need 2 condoms. You ever see the condom section now? It's like live. It's like Broadway. There's big signs. There's fluorescent lights flashing. There's different sizes. People, I'm half Irish. There's really only one size for me. And this huge thing, they got one with a battery in it. How does that conversation go? I don't understand this. And then they got the one for women. It's like the size of a Glad heavyweight trash bag. What am I gonna bang Rosie O'Donnell with that? I don't understand it. Then they got this one on the bottom shelf. It's like 40 in a pack. Says the family pack, 40 condoms. That's like 9.5 years for me, if that. And that's if I'm married to someone, I don't even know. And there's always that one guy, that filthy animal who doesn't shower with the sideburns, who comes cruising in, he picks up the 40 pack, He looks at you like, hey, I'll use them, I'm like, dude, it says family pack. I'm trying not to have a family, for Christ's sake. Oh, my God. Which brings me to Facebook. People, we got to stop. Stop with not even politics. You ever see this one? Oh, I'm just enjoying my morning tea. That's a private thought. Number one, I drink coffee, so shut your mouth. And number two, that's a private thought. Well, this is a really nice cup of tea. You got to type it in. You know what I'm talking? That's a thought. And then you get the ones, we're ready to go, and it shows Newark Airport with the ... Aruba. Screw you, I haven't been on vacation in 10 years, for Christ's sake. And then the next day, you know what it is? You get the toe shot with the Cosmo. We're here. How come they don't show your fat bastard husband who paid for the whole trip? And I don't want to see your feet in the meeting when in the morning I'm having my coffee. I don't want to see your feet. Then they got this one. We're choosing, and they show a picture of Princeton and Yale. My kid's gonna go to William Patterson. Go scratch your ass. Are you kidding me? That's a choice. Oh my God, we're so stressed out. Harvard or Yale. Oh, will you shut up? Oh my God, no one gets laid there. Everyone gets laid at Rutgers, I guess. Well, not anymore. There's nobody here. Anyway, thank you very much. My name is Jimmy Palumbo, and I'll see you in a few minutes.
Thank you. I'm fine. All right, whatever.
I couldn't help but notice that I'm drinking coffee and you're drinking liquor.
You're driving, I'm not. So.
Vicki, you're a bit of a prima donna on the set, right? No, you're a bit like Ellen.
I am nothing
You
like
just
Ellen.
punched the cook in the face.
I did not. You're such
Vicki,
a liar.
we were doing a podcast, and so we get done with the podcast. It's a lot of work. I mean, this crew that works is gigantic. Give them a big round of applause. There's so many of them, and they work so hard. And putting the show together is a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. Crystal and Mark and Mike K, they work their butts off, and the whole crew.
Work their ass off, right?
Yeah.
And Derek, of course. And so we talk about it a lot. But so we did a podcast, and it was Crystal and Mark that day.
What do you mean?
It was just Crystal and Mark.
Oh,
that day.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so we get done with the podcast, and I'm like, well, we got to talk to the crew. And Vicki stands up, puts her coat on, and just walks out the door like Ellen DeGeneres.
I did not. No. So because our youngest daughter's birthday always falls on when our other daughter has to go back to college. She's a track athlete, so she has to go back at a certain day, at a certain time. And so she always has to miss our younger daughter's birthday. So we were having a fake birthday party for her. So I had to go to get to her fake birthday party.
Yeah, fake birthday week. Vicki makes birthday parties bigger than any human being ever. When Vicki throws you a birthday party, in your head you're like, I think I might be dying because this is way over the top, but it's always very, very nice.
I think it's nice to celebrate people.
Yeah, it is, and especially during the COVID when you spend all the money doing it. Now, we've got more show. You guys ready for more show? Let me hear you loud and clear. I got to tell you something. What a pleasure it is to bring this guy on stage. This guy is a powerhouse comedian. One of New Jersey's, seriously, one of New Jersey's best, one of New Jersey's most known. You know him from his work on HBO and The Tonight Show. He's here for us tonight. Please put your hands together for our friend, Mike Marino.
All right, Mike Marino.
Put your hands together for all this great entertainment. Take the mask off. I'm practicing my social distancing shit. Plus, I'm selling the mask when the show's over. I'm not stupid. They're washable and all of that. It's nice to be here in the street. Take your time. I got nowhere to go from here. This is it. My last show, I stood in front of 3,500 people back in March. 3,500 screaming fans going nuts in a big, beautiful theater indoors. Then I look at this. And I say to myself, screw that many people. This is much nicer. Who needs 3,500 screaming fans in a big, beautiful theater when you can have 50 people on the sidewalk? That's the shit right there. Why making people get nice when you could take a risk of somebody walking? The only thing I don't like is they keep calling it social distance. Social distance. I'm from New Jersey. We've had it our whole lives. It's called get the hell away from me, asshole. I don't like you, you don't like me. Get back 6 feet. I'm gonna start a trend. From now on, when you see other people go like that, you don't even have to say anything. You just go, hey, 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 hey. I don't remember my act. I haven't done this in so long. I'm making shit up. I feel like I'm at an Italian feast. Hey, where's the Goomba lights? That's hilarious. I just made that up too. That is hilarious. I know this is some live television that we're doing right now, so I'm trying to curb the amount of times I might use the F-bomb. But I live in California. Do you know I didn't even know the F word was a dirty word until I moved out there? I'm from here. I thought it was like the word the. You just say it all the time. Get out to California, people looking at me like, wow, you Jersey people curse so much. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I didn't say shit. Right? Like, who twisted your nuts? We're having a conversation, lady. I think I'm gonna take this opportunity to let you people know that I'm running for president in 2020 again. This could be a good campaign speech. Now, if you know me, I ran many different times. Take your time, people. That is absolutely hilarious. But I think now would be a good time, because I don't know whether you like it, who's running, who's not running, who's going to be, who's not going to be. It's not my thing. I just think I would make a better president. Nice Italian kid from New Jersey running the country. Come on. First of all, I'm going to change the whole routine. None of that make America great again. We're going to make America Italian again. You vote for me, you get a t-shirt and a mask. Make America Italian again, and my platform's gonna be, you don't know nothing, you didn't see nothing, you don't say nothing. That's America. How nice. And we'll start doing things as groups. We're gonna get together, we're gonna go to the airport, and we're gonna start getting rid of the signs. You know the sign that says, if you see something, say something? No, you keep your mouth shut, you rat. We're gonna make a great president. I ain't even gonna do 4 years, 3 months, straighten out the entire country. First thing I'll do, I'll relocate the White House from Washington to this area. Who's gonna know where we are? Come on, people, think about it. People in foreign countries want to bomb the White House, they can't, why not? We're under a tent, they don't know where we are. Where's the meeting? A little barbecue on the corner. Gonna be that funny. Might as well get my money's worth. Make a great president. I'll never tweet. It's not what I do. I'm Italian. I don't want nobody knowing what I'm thinking. And you don't follow me. I follow you. How much fun would it be to see a guy like me give a speech on national television? Right? Be in the Oval Office answering questions from the press, right? But I'd be standing there looking good. I'd have a double-breasted suit, open collar, none of that tie bullshit, you know? Nice, double-breasted, Armani, classy, right? With some, like, red Reebok sneakers to offset it. Come on, people, that's hilarious. Did you hear what I just said? I have my cabinet with me. You know my cabinet, right? They'd stand right behind me all the time. Same guys, Anthony, Nicky, Joey, Tony, Salvi, Frank. Have a couple guys in tracksuits ready to break dance. Maybe have my mother there with a bowl of macaroni and a spoon. Hey, who's hungry? We gotta eat. We gotta eat. We haven't eaten since 2 o'clock. I got the calzones. Press would be asking me questions. They'd be like, Mr. President, you took care of that. Oh, you want to know what happened when I went out there to talk to the guy about the thing? You know, brought him a calzone. We ain't gonna go empty-handed. We ain't gonna go empty-handed. You get it? We get talking to him, and then I don't know what happened, but he's gone now, and there's nothing we can do about it. Come on, Bill. How much fun would it be if you knew the president was whacking people? We don't even talk about ISIS anymore. Did you see that? Nobody talks about them. They were like the biggest conversation. Now nobody even knows. I wanted to be the guy that took care of ISIS. That was going to be my thing. They were like, Mr. President, you took care of ISIS. Can you tell us what you did? I'm like, those guys. They were out there with the things. Well, here's what we did. I called ISIS up. I says, ISIS. Take your time, I'll wait for you. That is hilarious. I said, ICE, we got to talk. So I flew him out to Vegas, him and a couple of the guys. You know, we want to show him a good time. Catch him off guard. We went dancing and a little gambling, and then, I don't know what happened. But they're gone now. And there's nothing you can do about it. I want to be part of the debates. You guys see the debates? You know, they make fun of each other while they're standing next to each other. That's bullshit. They should just talk about what they're going to do. Don't talk about the other person. What are you doing? Imagine them making fun of a guy like me on national television. Then the master of ceremonies looks at me and goes, Mr. Marino, Trump and Clinton just made fun of you. Would you like to rebuttal? I'd be like, yes, I would. Go to a commercial break. We come back from break, you can't find Trump or Clinton anywhere. I'm like, Mr. Marino, what's going on? I'd be like, I don't know what happened. But they're gone now, and there's nothing you can do about it. I like this crowd. You guys are fantastic. A lot of people are in a bad mood these days, and I understand that. You want to be in a good mood for just one day? Don't watch the news at all. Don't even watch. You don't need to know. And then, smoke a joint and go to Walmart. If you get nice and high, you go to Walmart, you're going to have yourself a ball. I go to Walmart like it's a movie theater. I go to watch the show. I actually go prepared to have a good time at Walmart. I bring popcorn, candy. I even bring a lawn chair. I pick an aisle. And then I look at shoppers and say to myself, my life ain't that bad. This is fantastic. Come on, you ever go into Walmart, start buying things you didn't need? All I need is a shotgun and a canoe. Yeah, I don't even have a lawn. Like it's on sale, I'll cut somebody else's lawn. And there's some weird things going on in these stores. You know, you can see a doctor at a CVS store. A doctor. They call it Minute Clinic. And when you check in, there's nobody there, but you still gotta wait. Take your time, let it marinate. Then they come out and they like, you Mike Marino? Yeah. You next? Yeah. All right, we'll be right back. I'm like, wait a minute. I've been here for 5 minutes. I came for the Minute Clinic. Take your time, people. That is hilarious.